Welcome to homework.
We are given input strings, and we're asked to find the output for each of these strings when given as an input to the finite state machine in example 2 of the book. So, in part A, we're given the input string 0, 1, 1, 1. Now, from the example in the book, as always, we're going to start in state S0, and our first input symbol is 0, so the machine is going to move from state S0 to state S1, and we'll give 1 as the output. So for our output string, our first bit is 1. The next input symbol is 1, and so this is going to move the machine from state S1 to S0 again, and we'll give 1 as the output. Now the next input bit is 1, and this will move the machine from S0 back to S0, and we'll give output of 0. And finally, the last input bit is 1. And this is going to be the same as the previous part, so the machine is going to move from S0 back to S0 again, and we'll give 0 as the output. So it follows that the output string is 1, 1, 0, 0. And the machine will end up in state S0 if that were to matter. Now in part B, we're given the input string 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So similar to part A, our first input symbol is a 1. And so we're going to move from S0 back to S0 again, and it'll give us an output of 0. So our first input symbol, first output bit is a 0. Likewise, our second input bit is a 1. And so again, we're going to move from S0 back to S0, and we'll receive 0 as an output. Now the next input bit is a 0, and this is going to move us from S0 to S1, and we'll give 1 as the output. The next input bit is a 1 again, and this is going to move us from S1 back to S0, and we'll give 1 as the output. The next input symbol is, a 1 again. This is going to take us from S0 back to S0, and will give us a 0 as output. The next input bit is a 0, and this is going to move us from S0 to S1, and will give us 1 as an output. The next input bit is a 1, and this is going to move us from S1 to S0, and will give 1 as the output. And finally, the last input bit is a 1, and this is going to move us from S0 back to S0, and will give us 0 as the output. So that our output string is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. And in part C, we're given the input string 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. And we have that our first input bit is a 0, and this is going to move us from S0 to S1, and will give us 1 as an output. Second input bit is a 1, and this is going to move us from S1 back to S0, and will give us 1 as an output. And we see that we're just going to repeat this through the rest of the input bits. So we're going to move between S0 and S1 each time, and each time give ourselves an output of 1, so that our output string is going to be a string of all 1s. It's going to be the string 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So 11 1s.